Welcome back to Character Select. Dave and Space back for more Ace Attorneying. Attorneying? Lawyering,
yeah. There we go.
We are getting ready to we're getting ready to go into the court for day one of the trial of Lana Skye. At the behest of her sister, Emma Skye. Except that Lana said that she confessed, so that's probably going to be bad. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Skye, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. She actually has a specific animation for not looking directly at you. It's very interesting.
Oh, okay.
My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out of this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
She can't even, appear.
Yeah. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
Apologies for my voice. I am recovering from a small virus.
Yeah.
So it may be slightly different.
Yeah, it's okay. I've forgotten all the voices anyway. We had to take a bit of a break because of various things, so it's been 3 weeks since we recorded.
Yeah, and I'm working 57 hours a week now, so it's pretty good.
As long as you're getting overtime.
Yes. Court is now in session with the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Wow,
It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. Simply feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The cough-up queen?
Oh. Do you remember her?
Oh god, I don't remember her name.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
Shit, what was her voice?
I think it was similar to the lady for the film one.
Oh. You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. Why would I order this?
The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a Fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts.
Have you ever had caviar?
Nope.
It's gross.
Yeah, see, I really like seafood, but there's certain seafood I just won't eat just because it either smells disgusting, or it looks disgusting, like mussels, clams, that sort of thing.
I actually really like mussels. Don't like clams.
What's the other one? I don't like the taste of scallops.
Oysters?
Oysters, that's the one. Yeah, no, I can't do it.
I've never had oysters, so...
I don't think I'd like... I think I recognize what caviar would taste like, just because I can imagine it sort of being like... almost like jelly.
I guess.
Small jelly.
I don't know, I've had like fish roe, but that's not quite the same thing. It's not... like, caviar is a specific type of fish egg. Anyway,
no. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. I don't know what that is either.
It's a kind of pudding. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name. Profession. Now. Me. The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up!
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective?
Ah! I know who you are. Cough up?
Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
I don't know why I'm hammering. Very, very, very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here.
I like how the game's gone silent for that. There we go.
The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutors' spaces, yes? Oh, sorry, that was the judge.
Oh,
dang it.
Whatever.
Yeah. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor. Alright, so we got the parking lot floor plans?
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me? Alright, well. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodsman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching!
That's what you get from that? As you can see, there is no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Alright.
If we can.
So, before we get too far into the cross-examination, though, let's take a look at our evidence, just to refresh our minds on what we have. So we've got traces of the victim's blood, no prints.
Yeah.
One knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. All right.
And it was done in the back of Edgeworth's. Well, it was dumped or something.
Oh, it was done there, right next to it, or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted, given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
That's stare.
Yeah. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. You may continue, Mr. Unbiased my ass, though. Like...
This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. It's right up here. I don't know if you can see my mouse.
Above the exit sign.
Yeah, that would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say... oh yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
And I must be hard yellowed and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. Why do we get off on a cheese tangent there? What the fuck? In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. By garish car, you mean... Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was.
Want to know what case this is? And the person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me? There's that stare again. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Oh. You have a picture.
Oh, that's me. A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
Why?
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
So that's the other boyfriend.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So, what was the defendant doing at the time?
Yeah, that matches with what we saw.
Does it?
No, in the, preview.
Right. Do you remember anything about Lana that we asked her about? Or when she held up her hand?
No.
Her right hand was bandaged?
Oh, yeah.
But it's not bandaged in that picture. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yeah.
Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps the chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? Alright. So we gotta find the inconsistency now. Huh. I actually don't remember what the inconsistency is here.
She parked in B block and saw through the chain link fence. Where was Edgeworth's car? In the A side?
Yeah, in A block, because you can see here on the photo that there's a chain link fence in front of us. I don't actually know.
Does that car look garish in that photo?
I mean, it's the same. It's definitely the car. Like, that's not the...
Wait, does the report say it was in his chest?
The report said there was one knife wound. So, and all we're doing is getting to the point of the stabbing, not necessarily what happened after.
Keep going through the testimony.
So, somehow I always knew a day like this would come. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something through the wire fence. Holding a knife. Thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Huh.
So she said she didn't have time to react, but she still got the photo?
Yeah. Whoop. Okay, I don't want to actually look at that. Thank you. Let's take a look at this. Okay, can't move that around. I'm not sure, actually. I don't remember this part of the trial.
Oh, that's good.
And I remember this being deceptively tricky because she is really good at testifying.
Keep going through the... Oh, was that... Then
that's the last one.
It.
Yeah. All kinds of sound effects.
Wait, so she was going to her boyfriend. She didn't actually go up to the security office to see. Didn't she say she saw it from the security office?
Maybe, but she didn't. That's not in the testimony here. So we can't call her on it.
Well, present the photo at the, holding the knife.
Present the photo of what?
Go back. Yeah, that one. Try... No? Yeah.
This one?
There.
Ah, fuck. You're right. Well done. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph!
Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. Nope, no problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea?
Well, we fail if we don't say no problem, don't we?
Oh, we fail if we say that there's no problem, because we gotta pick something. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. Not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Or she could have just been handling evidence like a chief prosecutor usually would, you know? These gloves do seem to tell a tale of she was handling evidence as a chief prosecutor, right? Anyway.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
Alright, now we've got a hole that we can poke in it.
Yay.
Do you know what it is? So they're saying she planned the murder all along. That's why she wore gloves.
Right.
Right. What points to the fact that she did not plan everything out?
She was on a call 2 minutes beforehand.
2 minutes afterwards.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was at 5:20 or whatever. And
5:18.
What was it?
5:12 to 5:18. How did she kill him?
With the knife.
Is it her knife?
Found in Edgeworth's
car. If it was premeditated, why did she use somebody else's knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony.
Yeah.
What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Order.
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
Oof.
How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Alright. This trial is long. So, next time on Character Select, we will go with the second part of Angel's testimony, where she's clearly got an agenda and clearly wants somebody to freaking suffer for it.
You said this was longer than the last one?
Yes, this is a longer case than the last one. This is one of the longest cases in the series, actually, with the only exception being 2 cases, one in Dual Destinies and one in Ace Attorney Investigations. So,
I don't really want to do any more investigating.
So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And space! Ace Attorney Investigations has you using Edgeworth as the main character, and his special power, I shit you not, is logic.
Wait, hang on. What?